Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another review. Thursday, January 7th. Very messy day, as you can see here. Had way too many tickers. Just disobeyed my plan over and over and over again. And we had a strong SPY day, so I actually tried to get a couple of longs in there, which I don't usually do. Let's take a look at the day. So yeah, we had a nice little consolidation at the morning, and then just rallied all the way up and kind of ranged throughout the day above VWAP. As I mentioned, strong close here. Look for this to continue pushing here, as there's some risk de-risked with presidency, Senate, and Congress going to Democrats. IWM was pretty much a similar story, closing at the highs, and we're really getting extended here, in my opinion. But price action pays, so we'll see what goes on. Let's take a look here. CLNE. This one is a messy one, as I mentioned, most of them are. Came in. I like to watch these trend line breaks. I didn't get in here. First, actually, is the climactic reversal that I would like to see. It wasn't very clean, so I didn't get in. And then we had this trend line break forming this minor descending triangle. I was watching for a move here, but I couldn't get a clean one, although the risk could have been great to risk reward to VWAP. Breaks down, comes back up, makes a lower high, and at this point, I personally couldn't even tell you what I'm thinking here. This is a complete chase right into a support level and this kind of consolidation level. So no way should I be taking this trade. Just poor trading on my part, and then cover as we break this pivot. And then we come back up. I actually went long here, which I don't usually do. Was looking for this this triangle, I guess, wedge kind of break. A little premature. I would like to see this kind of break out here, but nonetheless try to take it. And then as we form this level, we did have a seller at 75. He wasn't showing, so I'm sure he had an iceberg or just continuously refreshing. But then we start breaking down off this fake push, and then I actually flip my position. So I get short here, looking for the VWAP flush. It doesn't do anything for the next hour or so. And then we start to have a couple of or I guess the full day of just rejection off that level. And at this point, I actually put another flip position. So if we did break here, I was looking to completely cover and then get long. But then we get this kind of breakdown here, and I just didn't like it. It wasn't clean, so I completely took that off and just covered. And then as we cover, we of course do get this spring all the way through, which could have been a nice risk to reward there, but didn't plan that, so that was that trade. Next is EBON, another one that I went long with, which I don't typically do. As I mentioned, broke my rules too many times today. Had this continuation flag pattern, kind of a wedge situation going on. So I was thinking we could see essentially the exact same continuation to the upside. So I get in and then just cover in front of levels I believe that I saw on Bookmap or level 2, and then cover into the high of day for the full cover. One thing I'm not happy with is missing my trades. So this is a trend line break. I probably would have hit, maybe not there, but as we kind of consolidate, I might have shorted there into VWAP. So yeah, I missed that one. And then once again, into the end of the day, I took this trend line-ish break with the wedge forming. Tight risk here. I knew we were coming into the close, but I thought we could get a squeeze into after hours. So I took some off into the 8 level, also into this level here, and then what do we get? We get a push all the way up to the next pivot. So I could have held some on, potentially for a swing as well, but I'm not comfortable with longing yet, so we just kind of took it all off right away. EQOS. So this was an interesting one. This was actually a play that I had kind of eyeballing what's happened to the left, and as you can see, this is from the 4th, so right over here. We have this wedge break, and then it flushes all the way down. So I was thinking we could see the same thing here. It wasn't as clean, but we get this push, and I thought that could have been the wedge, but it ended up being that wedge. As it broke, that's when we got that flush. So I was just a little bit early. One thing I did like was this push up and then break down and then came back. But once again, this isn't an A plus setup, and it's not even a B for me. This would have been a C just because I'm anticipating. So yeah, not happy with that one. F-Cell, once again, not even sure why I'm going along here. We're within this bullish flag. If it broke, then I could possibly see what I was doing there, but just poor trading here, and then covered, adjusted my stop, which is not great either. And then once again, what do I miss? I miss an A plus setup here. So if I go remove all lines, we get this trend line break, and then even better, we get this rejection topping candle. So I could have shorted right there, risking here, and could have got a nice risk to reward down to VWAP for 3R, potentially even more. So yeah, not happy with that one. Then the next one is FTFT. This one was a pre-market trade. I was playing the supply zone that we had here, kind of a couple levels. We're coming in that we did see some size at 250, which is also this mirror level resistance, support, resistance. So I was thinking for this to act as resistance, and it does exactly that. We get a nice rejection with the resistance level there and some offers on level 2. So I took it short, risking that level. Probably should have covered a little bit into the wash, but I did have my eye right here. We get that flush right off the open. As I mentioned, stop was here, so I was still safe. And then, as you guys have typically seen, I do like to cover into levels. We have this level here. What do? I do not cover. And then, so I took half off, maybe, yeah, I think it was about half. And then we come up here. We have this indecision at VWAP, so I actually took it short again. I'm actually fine with this entry. We do have a downward trend, not a perfect line, I know, but that's kind of the story that we're seeing here, getting lower and lower. So I thought we could reject here and continue down. Goal would have been, here, really aggressive, but I would probably be covering into here, but nonetheless, flushes out, and I didn't get stopped there. I think my stop was here, and then I adjusted, took a little bit more off, which is another rule broken, and then stop at that level. So that was that trade. Had a couple of opportunities that I could have got in at. This one right here, which is high of the day volume, climactic volume with a fake high of day breakout, which I would have loved. I probably would have maybe taken this one as well. Maybe taken a partial and then got stopped out half for break even. But this one I definitely would have taken, and I would have gotten 1R here and then covered for break even on the other half. So missed that trade. Another one, trend line break here, not great, but take that risking there. Would have got another 1.5-ish, and then probably got stopped out right over here somewhere. So yeah, that was that. KXIN. This is my only A plus setup, I would say, of the day. We get this, parabolic move, getting some climactic volume, and we're also at a daily level. So that's my 3 things that I look for, and we do get this indecision. So that's the A plus setup. Typically, I would like to go for a short right there. Today I was a little bit hesitant, and I was also watching, as you can see, 150 stocks it seemed like. So I did miss that entry. I know it's not going to be perfect, but I probably should have gotten an entry somewhere there, which would have given me a good risk to reward, almost 3R into VWAP. Instead, I get my, sorry, we're almost done here. Instead, I get my risk to reward here, which is unacceptable. I cover into the first wash just because we had a huge bid at 440, and I just didn't want to risk it. I know the risk to reward wasn't great, but I just didn't want to risk it bouncing back up. So then I took it off, and then, as I mentioned, if I did play this as planned, would have had a cover into VWAP at 3R, but didn't get my plan, and broke my rule of not covering into VWAP. So what happens is come back up, and now I'm trying to get some more profits back of what I missed. So a short, don't get the move. My stop was at break even, which I think was right around there at that point. We almost get up there right around 450. We reject off 450, so a short again, thinking that we could potentially break this and test VWAP and lower. And then get stopped out. So broke a couple of rules there, not getting in at the right time and not taking profits where I should. I have 3 more minutes here, so I'll be quick. This one was a swing play. I think I showed you guys yesterday. I got in around there. I fought it a couple times. Fought it here, stopped out. Fought it here, stopped out, and then I shorted, I think either here or here, and then covered, and then don't attempt this at home. I did have small size because I did have a couple covers, but we get this huge push, and at this point I was actually looking for more shares to short, just a ton of indecision. Didn't want to cover at all until we hit previous day high. Got pretty close. I had my order at 1604. And then as we're kind of showing a little bit of indecision here, I just took it off. You know, I thought I did get this move, and I'm back in the green. I had actually a nice green trade. My short was right there. So I was out of the money quite a bit, back into the money, so I just took it off. Sun W, did I walk through this already? No, I haven't. So this is actually a great trade I had here. This one wasn't very great. Not my setup. I was looking for a rejection off this level. Didn't get it, stopped out. I'm really happy about this trade. As I mentioned, I don't trade long, but we had a bunch of orders coming in on the Bookmap, so there was definitely a buyer here, which forced it up. Got a higher high, and then we had this kind of wedge forming, and then as we typically break through these wedges, we typically do see a push into high a day. So we get that push, cover into VWAP, cover again into this previous level here, and then just panic covered when we had this indecision candle. Not great. Realistically, I should have left it for a half day, and it would have hit. Then I try the end of the day. We get this push up into another daily level, and we have a little bit of indecision. Not super climactic volume, so I'm not saying this is A setup. This is probably a B. Reject, and then get stopped out. WIMI, this is nothing to talk about really. This is 3 minutes into the close, absolutely no trade. I was looking at this kind of range break. You know, if it's midday, that's a potential take, but when it's this late in the day, I definitely shouldn't be touching this. And the last one is XNet. This one I'm actually happy with. I would take this over and over again. We have this pre-market high that keeps rejecting. One thing I'm not happy about is this this double bottom here, but we come up to this level and we throw indecision, which I get short on. One thing I don't like is the risk to reward here. It was about, take a look, what was this risk to reward? It was about 1.5 R to VWAP, which isn't great. You know, I'd look for a little bit higher typically, but I did like that indecision. So that was my trading today, guys. As I mentioned, broke probably every rule that I had in the book. Traded way too many tickers, and went long and short, which I don't typically do, which made me miss a lot of A+ setups that I could have hit. Yeah, so it's kind of tough, especially coming off of a couple of great days. I'm just going to go recoup and kind of get back into it tomorrow. I'm only going to try to trade, you know, three tickers just to get back to a normalized level. Sorry for the longer video, but yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys later. Cheers.